Jeffrey, that's
You're the
my shoulder.
most important.
Yes.
Come on.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Morning.
Perfect timing.
That's not controlled.
Alrighty, let's call this meeting to order. Camera is on?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. All right, second item is the meeting minutes from July 12th. Everybody have a chance to review those. Any comments? Any,
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Minutes pass. Item 3, consideration of the cash balance. So, Mark, you are looking, recommendation is to direct you to actually designate on a monthly basis the value equivalent to the 90% to invest, right?
Right.
So that would be basically be an ongoing, you would monitor that and adjust on a monthly basis.
That would be an ongoing instruction, and then, at any point, if the CDA or staff felt that other alternatives were needed, we could discuss those at that time.
Just out of curiosity on the, are there any timing for this pool of money, sort of on an annual basis? Are there any points in time where monies are going out on a predefined basis? I know obviously the facade and those things, it's all opportunistic, it depends on when things happen, but like the payments for the village staff time, I know that's not a lot of money, but do those happen at a certain date where we would?
Well, they do, but, at this point anyways, the 10% reserve should cover
Is enough,
those
yeah.
operational type cash flow.
So you would-
On a monthly basis, and it resets,
Yeah,
so
okay.
each month it
Yes.
would reset.
Okay, perfect. Any other discussion about that? We talked about this for a bit, so I think this is great news to get this invested. I think the rate was, what was it?
2.42
Just-
in June.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not bad anymore.
I-
A lot less.
Well, again, these are investment holdings,
Yeah.
not necessarily stocks per se. So.
No, yep.
What is the balance that we would be investing roughly?
Well, the end
It's
of,
the
currently.
end of June, there's about 960, so.
And historically, is that high, is
90%.
that, it should be.
Well, I wouldn't-
2 years. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh.
This is all new, really.
It's all new.
And it's in the 3 buckets. It's the facade,
Gotcha.
the loan, and then
General.
general sort of administrative. And it's roughly a third, it's not quite that, but it's,
I've never really looked at it that way.
yeah, oh,
but
you haven't, okay.
I keep track of the numbers.
Yeah, you're more, no, it's, I would say roughly what it is.
I'll move to direct village staff to designate on a monthly basis. Is this what, a value equivalent to 90% of the reserve cash balances of the CDA to be held in the LGIP account of the village.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you, Mark.
Here it is.
Next item is, item 4, the review of Q2 financial report. Morning. Mark, do you have any items of note you want to point out here?
No, not really.
Okay.
This is, just really an update to the CDA and the activity that is transpired thus far in 2019. We know that as this transportation study starts getting further along, there'll be charges that were approved by the village, or by the CDA that will support that effort. That'll probably post up in the 3rd quarter. And again, we use the 2019 benchmark budget from the original transfers. It's nothing that the CDA has formally adopted, but just as a guidepost to, how things are going year to year, and everything seems pretty vanilla, quite honestly.
Good to see the facade program up from last year. Nice job. Bid. Working on that, so.
And we're paying them directly from here, right? We're not, you pay the facade grants now.
Yes. So, as Chair Hammond indicated on the bottom of the page, we have 3 restricted buckets: restricted for facade, restricted for loan, and restricted for CDA. There seems to be ample funding in all 3
I
buckets.
forget how big the loan program is.
The second page of the report details where we are with the loan program and facade program thus far in 2019. I will share with you that Mark Sweet, the first line on the loan program, did pay off his loan a couple weeks ago. That balance was due at the end of the year, so he has made that payment. And then Kensington Liquor is a matter we're continuing to process administratively to close out that loan. Facade program.
Can I pause quickly there? Has there been any further communication with Kensington Liquor?
We haven't had communication with Kensington Liquor. Our attorneys reached out to him, but we've also filed, and the appropriate notices to file a second against the loan.
And that's, two recent facade program grants have been received and accepted for James Melvin at 3575 North Oakland, Betty Miller at 1800 East Capitol. So those will proceed as the work is completed as required by the program requirements. Again, pretty routine.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on the financial information? All right, thank you. Okay, item 5, consideration of the facade grant for Allianz Francais Milwaukee. Should have gone there before I went to Senegal, so I could speak French.
The Allianz was very good, actually.
I'm not trying that.
Right, I don't know, any,
I can give a brief
Discussion, thank you.
overview of this. So as Mark pointed out, in June, Erica and I had approved a facade grant for Betty Miller, 1800 East Capitol Drive. That's the whole entire building. They're repainting it, which includes the facade of Allianz Francais on page 11. As part of that project, they'll need to remove their awning. And when they put it back up, they'd like to put up a nicer looking awning. So they applied for a facade grant for that. However, the facade grant program specifically states, essentially that you can't have 2 grants on the same storefront within 5 years of each other unless the CDA specifically approves it. So let me just read that part, sorry. A property or owner or business owner that is proposing to do additional improvements to a commercial storefront in which past improvements were funded by the facade improvement program may apply for a facade improvement grant. However, this facade improvement grant limits to $10,000 per storefront, in addition to $2,000 design grant per 5-year period. Subsequent requests within the 5-year period will require direct approval by majority vote of CDA members. In considering this, the CDA shall take into consideration one or more of the following factors: change in ownership, change in business concept, and the ability to attract new businesses. Application requirements A through H, which are the standard, and documentation attachments B and C are minimum requirements for all facade improvement grant requests, whether incentive requests are below $10,000 or exceed $10,000. So, as a result of the $10,000 covering the full building, it was my interpretation that the CDA would need to approve this grant as a second grant within the 5 years.
Was the first grant Vision Works then? Or was
It was the first, it's the whole building, so they're painting the whole
Oh,
building.
okay.
This
How
is the
much was that
one,
one? 5,000?
10,000.
this was the one that triggered us to deny future requests for painting, right? Or no, was this,
It was it started the conversation, I don't think that's been
yeah, we haven't
formalized
done
yet.
any,
we haven't
to
decided.
review the
Correct.
program to say.
Okay, cause, no.
Yep.
Allianz and the business owner and Allianz are 2 different entities, right?
Yeah, the property owner,
Okay, sorry, the property owner.
yep, and Allianz are different.
Okay. So these are 2 requests coming from 2
Separate.
separate
Correct.
entities. Okay.
That's correct, Erica, right?
So the request is for the signage,
It's just a matter that it impacts the same storefront. It's two different requesters and two different projects with two different, budgets and payments. But in terms of the facade grant, that was my interpretation, that it is impacting the same storefront.
And their existing awning is actually legally non-conforming, it's plastic.
Correct, so it is an improvement for sure.
Yeah, it looks much,
I know, does it look nice?
it looks a lot better, the second one, proposed awning.
Building's gonna look great.
So there are two bids, one at 2,000 and one at almost 3,000, and they're saying, give us half of the almost. They'll give, half of the 1944
Yeah.
is what they're asking for.
But it's capped at 1,500, so it's
So it's over the amount.
So-
So it's over the amount for an awning, cause it's $1,500.
Right.
But
I
is
would
it-
interpret it that, they could get a $1,500 grant, but they're only eligible for $972.
Yeah, that's how I
Because
read
it's, you
it.
still have to apply the 50%.
Yeah.
That's how I, interpret the manual.
So we match up to 1,500, so they're actually
Correct,
below
Correct.
below the,
yes.
what their max match is, and they match 50%.
Yep.
I mean, the reason that was added to the facade program was that, properties would change hands and come in and, there'd be different facade grants every couple of years for the same building because there was a new owner or whatever. And the same building was coming in for sort of repeat grants, so that was.
and to make sure we sort of spread the money, and we focus on trying to spread, have as big of an impact to as many
Yeah,
buildings as possible, yeah.
Was to that point, granting them to tenants, which are by nature, move in and move out. I can understand how one tenant that moves in would say, well, why don't we qualify for that, because everyone else got one just because the previous business didn't succeed. We should be able to give them the same leg up everyone else was. Maybe just something to consider conceptually. If businesses fail, the next business up would be then, do we want to be inclined to loan them money for their new sign work, or just take that off entirely of our purview? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get your point.
Yeah.
You're almost, you don't wanna end up hurting the next tenant because the.
Yeah, because Allianz has been there forever,
yeah.
and then, but some of the places regularly turn over, and we could be funding every sign for every new business, and maybe we want to, maybe we don't, but as we separate buildings from tenants, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, in this one too, if they had put in an application for the painting with the awning as one application, that still would have been, like, if they had done it all as one application, it would have been funded, right?
That's a good question.
Right, but then the building owner would have gotten less, because the 1,500 would be in
Because
that,
it's capped.
yeah,
It's-
yeah.
But isn't it 10
What
and
is
1,500?
Yeah,
What, I'm sorry,
Isn't the cap, are there two separate caps?
no,
Oh, I thought
the
this.
1,500 is rolled into the 10.
so if they had done it as one, they would not have gotten.
I thought it was in addition to, I thought we had a discussion
Yes.
about that.
It's not how
Is that the
it
way you,
is.
not the way you're reading it? 'Cause I should recall this, but I
I never
recall
recall
discussion,
discussion
I
about
remember you asking when
Yeah,
we were
the
talking about
10,000
whether
would
it was 10
be-
plus
yeah.
the signage, but.
I thought
You
it was
got
10
it.
plus the design.
Oh, maybe that,
It's
I'm
10 plus
sorry,
the design,
I'm sorry,
correct.
okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
So this would have been over
Yes,
the building, if they had done it all at one.
yeah,
I mean, looking at the criteria and the fact Allianz is a long-term
Yes.
village institution.
Yep.
For the money involved, and I think, I'm okay with this, I think that it'll be a vast improvement in the signage, I think it fits within the criteria, it's a different owner. We're taking the lower bid, which is good. So I mean, my inclination is very much support this, not just put a stake in the ground.
I agree.
any other conversation?
I didn't mean to shut down the conversation, I just didn't want-
No, I think that's.
No,
that's
thank
a-
you.
That's a good,
Temperature check.
I think it's a-
Yeah, I wasn't trying to
I think it's a
shut
good
down.
discussion, the point was to, we tried to make a program that sort of ran fairly consistently, but there were points where we thought it was appropriate to bring it back to the committee to have a discussion about things, to make sure we're thinking about it correctly, doing it right. So I think it's appropriate that it comes back here, and I agree, I think this makes sense. To your point, they've been here for a long time, they're, and that's an important location. Want that building to look good, so.
I mean, I'm gonna vote no. I would've, if the 10,000 wasn't for painting, I maybe would feel differently about it, and I do recognize there's a difference between the owner and the tenant, but that's a hard one to negotiate, but I've always felt about the facade program, it's not an entitlement, and it's kind of treated like one, so I'm just gonna vote no,
I mean, I think just on the painting, just to, you know, I don't think, I'm not sure we should, that should be a ding against the owner, because that's a program problem to me. I mean, that is a legitimate, request under the current design of the program, so.
That's what we need to address, not the on.
I agree, yeah,
Yeah,
so
they
that's
shouldn't
up
get
to us to
$10,000
address
paint
that.
that building, is my feeling.
And we have that on the agenda.
We do.
I think that's an important point.
It
that
is, yes,
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, because what if she would have applied before the building owner, you know, and the goal of the facade is to bring things into compliance? You know, so she above any other property, like a new business coming in, I mean, I would support this more than a new business and then you just had a building. Right. So,
Yeah, I think this
To
just,
your,
It
to your point,
contradicts.
as a building owner, I mean, giving someone $10,000 to paint that building is that's just a gimme. I mean, everyone would apply for that, and that's not really.
and our.
The building can or cannot afford it, but probably can, and it's gonna take it, it's free money on the table,
Yeah.
but that's a different
And that
discussion.